Alright, seems to work, I guess. Let me just check real quick and yeah. Okay, alright, so this is a bit of a premiere for me. Let me just anxiously check as well on a couple of sources. So yeah, it seems to be going on over here. Right, so, but this is the production page. Let me see whether we can get... yeah, I can do cheekily this thing as well. Who's live? Who's live broadcasting this thing on Twitch? Is there a Rottweiler stream? It's the question. Can't really see it. Do I have my language set up correctly or something? Oh yeah, it shows this thing as well. English, yeah, story. We are not doing story. I don't know why I left that in there. We are doing a legendary journey. We're coming back to that. Long time no see, by the way. Let's see if anybody drops by. Ooh! There's a new stream, isn't there? What's going on with the thumbnails? With the thumbos? Oh, that's... What? Loranity started streaming. She wasn't here before. Alright, let's go back to me directly. I mean, to my channel. Okay, so the reason why I'm stressing over this, and obviously you cannot see any of this. Is it like this? Twitch.tv/Rottweiler. It is. Okay, alright. So the reason I'm fussing over this really is the fact that I have recently decided I wanted to do the switch to YouTube, but still I kind of wished for Twitch to be a sort of a safety net type of thing, and wanted to kept all my settings and so on and so forth. So as I was setting it up, I figured, hey, you know what I can do? It's actually, I could look into this restreaming thing. And because now it's apparently allowed on Twitch, it's not, I guess, Twitch's TOS. Previously, it would have been, I guess. Not that it would probably impact me, like, they might never figure it out, but there's just a lot of logistical reasons for streaming to both platforms. It's just the more intelligent thing to do. Well, okay, the more intelligent thing or the logistical reason was to switch to YouTube because, well, I like the platform a little better, and besides, I upload every stream to YouTube anyway, so my initial logic was why not cut out the middleman, right? Because Twitch hasn't been doing anything for my channel growth anyway, and all these reasons compounded. That is so yeah, but then I was kind of anxious about losing my Twitch, my already established presence at Twitch. So yeah, I looked into the restreaming, and it seemed fairly difficult at first to set up and all, but eventually I found this plugin for OBS that was supposed to make it incredibly easy, and indeed. It seems to work quite well. I'm gonna look into the output eventually, but yeah, I seem to be live both on Twitch and let me just check the YouTube as well. Yeah, it seems to be going well. So yeah, this is awesome. And if we can keep this up and stream on to both platforms from now on, I guess that would be the optimal thing. I was looking into the webcam as well because I think you may have noticed right at the start of this as well that it's just doing a lot of weird zoom stuff and you know, just changes the lighting constantly, and it's also laggy. But that doesn't seem to be as easy with the phone. You know, setting it up with a free app, you know, a free solution. It just doesn't seem so easy. So whatever. Okay. But yeah, welcome back to a Guild Wars 2 stream. Now I made a little bit of a promise before I went away and started. Hold on. Oh, okay. Cool. So yeah, before I went away, basically for vacation, I made a bit of a promise to, you know, come back to the stream and do Doom stuff. Actually, not Guild Wars 2, which, you know, I would love to do. However, stuff is just happening in Guild Wars 2. Stuff is happening, and one of the things is, well, one of the things we're gonna keep to the end of towards the end of the stream. We're gonna do this special event that's in the game right now, but at this moment, we're back to Dragon Stand meta, or at least the map, and hopefully we'll do the meta, which should be starting in 9 minutes, right as the map closes. And yeah, the reason I'm doing that is specifically the Wizards Vault, you know, weekly stuff, which, you know, normally I probably wouldn't touch, but I figured, hey, we do need this. We do need Dragon Stand for some future legendaries. Might as well do it. And yeah, initially I wanted to do it offline. However, I figured I might as well connect it to this, you know, return stream, and I just wanted to stream as soon as possible. And the content that they added, the live thing, the event that's in the game right now, is not meaty enough to warrant a full-on stream. And yeah, so, and also didn't want to experiment with Doom coming back. It feels just right to do this at the moment. So yeah, we're gonna return to Doom eventually, to our challenge runs, and I promise again this time I'm gonna chain a couple of those streams back to back, so that's 3 Doom streams that I owe my audience, basically. So we're gonna do that next time. It's just how it goes. And yeah, today we're doing the meta. It should be a very casual stream, but there are a couple of caveats. Okay, so I'm just gonna stream my monitor in full and just show you something. So this is that Shaman's Historical Guide to Tyria. I've pulled up this tool a million times on stream, and the thing is, this shows the overlap with Guild Wars 1 maps, right? Everything you see in this like transparent, translucent outline kind of deal are Guild Wars 1 maps. Now, as you can see, a couple of HOT maps overlap. Now, we've done an exploration of Gilded Hollow already. Dragon or Tangled Depths, they don't really have a presence for Guild Wars 1. However, you technically need all of these maps for a Season 2 Legendary. Definitely for Estrelaria, which is the one we're crafting next. However, through my gameplay, I've already collected those gifts, basically. So they're not necessarily necessary. However, they overlap with some collections, right? So I'm sorry, did I call it Gilded Hollow? No. Auric Basin did have some collection items for the Season 2 Legendaries. So does Verdant Brink, and we're going to return to Verdant Brink. And it is my tradition, when I'm doing Legendary Journey streams, to compare these maps, how they changed from Guild Wars 1. Now, Dragon's Stand is not necessary for a collection. It is necessary for a couple of other items, materials mainly, and some collections that are not associated to legendary weapons. So it was not necessary to stream this, and my initial plan was never to stream Dragon's Stand and the full map completion, which I'm used to doing also on the Legendary Journey. But this motivated me to come here and stream it. So we are going to do the exploration as far as it takes us. It will be nice to have that gift in our bank account. But the thing is, it doesn't overlap with any Guild Wars 1 maps, so even less reason to stream it initially. At least it could have been this impromptu stream where we didn't have to do the preparation, didn't have to go back to Guild Wars 1 and do the whole comparison video that I've been doing lately, which is good. That's just chef's kiss. Okay, the meta is about to starting to flash. We are going to focus on this, and again, it's just going to be a very casual run. So right now we already discovered our first point of interest. Jesus Christ, the memes. And yeah, we're gonna do the meta as far as we can remember it. I guess it's as good as a time as any to present it on stream, because otherwise I never would have probably done this ever again. There's no reason for me to run this. Well, there is reasons to run this, not necessarily to present it on stream. There are no interesting achievements that would be left for me to collect. There's just some random shit I need to buy here. Just collect stuff from this map, and the meta is going to help with that tremendously, obviously. So yeah, it was always part of our legendary journey to do this. I just never thought I'd do it on stream, because it kind of breaks all my rules for an engaging stream, or my sort of what I imagine to be the elements from gameplay perspective for an engaging stream, right? No, again, as I said, no achievements, no interesting collections, no nothing, no story, and cluttered visuals. It is a meta, so it's going to be a lot of visual mess. The frame rate is going to drop tremendously. It's just not going to be so nice. I mean, the frame rate is poor already. It's because I have all this detail, and look at the number of people here. It's insane. It's not that my computer would not be able to handle a game of comparable size, but a little better optimized. But this is Guild Wars 2 we're talking about. I don't want to disparage the game, but you just have to sort of accept the... see, I look away from the people, and immediately I guess you cannot see it, but this is running very close to 60 FPS already, if I'm looking this way, so whatever. So yeah, I don't know how much in terms of commentary I can actually offer here. Also, if my voice sounds a little bit weird, it's gotten a lot better, but in the morning I've been incredibly sick. I've been feeling just so bad, so, you know, just a terrible cold. It's been with me for like 3 days now. It got better throughout the day, and I don't understand why or how, but yeah, I was initially going like, oh, man, I'm not even gonna be able to do the stream. But yeah, it's I feel a lot better, although I feel my nose is still stuffy, so there you go. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember that I forgot to take my morning medicine for my chronic cold. Not to worry though, not to worry. So I don't know what's gonna happen here, if it closes, if it's still gonna, you know, put us in a different map. This is a weird signal thing, but yeah. No, this is a new map. It seems to be a new map. The prompt went away. So there you go. This is basically how the meta starts every time. I mean, if you want to be here early, right? And yeah, we've got some commanders up in here. I guess you can mitigate the death animation by standing on a, or being on a sky scale, or any mount for that matter, I assume. Too many commanders, by the way. Too many commanders. So yeah, pick a lane. Pick a goddamn lane and follow the crowd. So we are going to be following one of these commanders. Also, I am on a character that's atypical for these things. I guess I could have done it on our Mesmer, the one we typically do stuff with. I don't know why I never thought of that. I figured I should get a competent a character. I'm not very confident playing as the Mesmer, but not to worry. I did take a new character. This is not my main, just so that we can hit map exploration as well. Because, well, again, the gift doesn't come freely. We don't necessarily need it. What we need is to open these noxious spots. Now, I hope you've seen that in the middle of the crowd. And they are going to be start popping up along the map as we progress. But mostly that's going to be our program for the very end of this map. Because we need it for this crystalline ore. Now, this crystalline ore is, as you can see, an account-bound material, which is wild. And so, yeah. Oh no, I forgot my harvesting tools. Or gathering tools, I mean, that's really fucked up. Not to worry though. I'm sorry, I don't quite remember how this works. There's like a poison here, noxious clouds, but is there a way for us to mitigate it? Or I don't seem to be getting all that affected. Together. Oh yeah, it's the mastery, and we've got the mastery. That's just fine. I'm not gonna pick up the people who clearly don't have it. It's like, fuck off, guys. Either way, the crystalline ore is an account-bound material, meaning the only way to get it is genuinely through your own gameplay. You cannot buy this on the trading post. You cannot get it from other players. At most, there are a couple of other sources, but they're incredibly minor. Also, where the fuck is our commander? Why are there two? Why are there four, and neither of them is combat ready? Okay, should we go to start? So we're going to start, I guess. Who says that? Rani the Watch. So there's apparently a commander that is gonna lead us. What? No. So this is purple. Okay, yeah. Oh, mid just hasn't started yet. This wasn't officially an event, I guess. Whatever, we're gonna join the commander to signal that we do want to be the mid party. I mean, the mid lane party. Not necessarily mid. So yeah, a lot of things happen in Guild Wars 2. In the meantime, and while I was away, lots of quality of life improvements coming back to the game, and yeah, ANET showing some TLC to the game. I can't even remember everything that should be recapped. Oh, one of these things that just blew me the fuck away, because we've been waiting for that for so long, and it was always a no-brainer kind of thing, but post-processing now is not a single thing, but instead has all these subsets that you can set up. And as you can see, I haven't turned off any of this shit, so it didn't affect me all that much. But what I definitely am so fucking happy to get rid of is the selection outline. So the selection outline, and I would like to demonstrate it, but I don't want to turn it on here and stop to smell the roses. But basically, the deal was you either had post-processing on and had everything on, including the character outline or outline in general. But if you've gotten rid of it, turn post-processing off, or you wanted to get rid of the outline, you'd have to turn the whole post-processing off, which your game would look, in my opinion, worse. Some people didn't like all the presets of the post-processing thing. I do enjoy it. That's the, ArenaNet vision, after all, the developer vision. However, it was either or, and you'd have to accept everything they threw at you, even though it seemed like all of these settings could have easily been split up, and the player could have had the choice to accept some parts of it and some not, because they obviously rendered separately, right? It wasn't a package deal. Or I don't know, like genuinely cannot really swear by that, but it always seemed like that. And now it's separate. So that's one quality of life feature that I think is just lovely. That has finally made it into the game, and again, a very coveted, very sought after change. Now I'm gonna try to do some cheeky exploration stuff as we're progressing, just so that I don't have to, frantically fly all over the map after the event. They're easy stuff after all, like this vista. We're gonna watch it. And yeah, for what it's worth, these maps were beautiful on release, and a massive step up from Corteria. Like, you cannot imagine. I mean, you've seen vistas in Corteria before, and in my legendary journey. I have them all over the place. I think this thing doesn't do it justice, though, showing how night and day the design of these maps was. And yeah, they were much bigger than in Corteria maps, and way more intricate, even though Dragon's Stand is possibly the flattest and least vertical of them all. Least layered, I should say. But still, Okay. So this is a mechanic you should very much learn. It's gonna come very handy throughout the map, and yeah, without killing the vine tenders, you're just genuinely screwed. You might as well not be here. But yeah, everything is also nerfed to oblivion. That's also one thing you need to consider here. That it's just genuinely like.
Salvage metal to defend the camp. I can't reach the crash site. Someone's going to have to go up there.
Also, just the movement makes it incredibly, incredibly nerfed. I mean, like this thing, you're supposed to be carrying these scrap metals, and I don't quite remember where. We're supposed to be tossing it to Overseer Bradim. Oh, there you go. You can toss it anywhere in the blue ring. But yeah, having a sky skill to just straight up fly here skips the mushroom mastery altogether, and helps out with this event tremendously, or must. Again, I don't think I've been here since I've had the sky skill, genuinely. But yeah, as you can see, it is still forgiving. Like, it's not. It's interesting. One of the newest metas is insanely power crapped, and people finish it so fucking quickly. The collection phase. That really, if you're like a new player, I cannot imagine you. Okay, that was a bad toss. I don't know whether it counted. I think it may have. But yeah, as a new player, I feel like you must be so lost. And also, please bear with me as I fucking go into Facebook and mute one of the group chats that's fucking going on. It's insane. Again. Yeah. Please, for 8 hours, give me a break. Okay, we're back to business. So yeah, we're done here. I mean, we can follow our commander. Is this our commander? Where are they going? They admitted, I believe, in chat that they don't quite remember the friggin' meta, which, you know, I don't blame them. Would be also kind of lost at some stages, but I like to think I remember the gist of it at the very least. I did notice this noxious spot. I'm coming back for it just so that it makes our post event exploration a little easier, and there are also all these noxious spots that are unlocked, and I did remember this part vividly. Also, these should contain weapons from time to time, which we will need also for their skins. And I'm hoping as well that we have enough goddamn inventory space to deal with all of this. There's a lot of these noxious spots, and for what it's worth, they will stay unlocked or on the map until the very end. And there's plenty of time to collect these. Like, there's no need to sort of collect them. And it might not even be a good idea, you know, to collect them now. We'll just spam our inventory, and we're going to be missing important parts of this event chain. Either way, for opening them, just making them fucking aware that.
Maybe I was the illusion all along. I'm fast as the wind.
This guy is dangerous. I don't quite remember how exactly, but
Beautiful blend of talents.
you do not want to let it live. I believe it. Oh yeah, it spawns bombers, and I guess it explodes as well. I don't quite remember, but it's fine. Incredibly dangerous for this party. Luckily, you know, again, the timing is very forgiving nowadays for these events. So even if you fail, like it restarts and lets you have another go. So yeah, there you go.
Anything to report?
Whatever, I guess. We're already 66% done with this shit. This shit, okay. So they kind of broke my train of thoughts. What was I talking about earlier? So this is the third central checkpoint. And then there's a point of interest right below us, and way below us. And this is where the mushroom queen or whatever it is gonna spawn later. Okay, why was it immune? Okay, so we need to wait for the pact here. I'm looking for shit to do in the meantime. And yeah, the hero point, the hero challenge seems to be underground in the... Ooh, brother. In the mushroom den. So that's not an alternative. And yeah, like in the past, you would not have seen the
to help hold the camp, but I need someone to watch my back while I put them together.
seen the goddamn
Can't do
thing
two things at once, you know.
fall down so easily. More noxious pods available. I do believe I have an overlay for this, so we might actually activate that later on. That might help us find everything in the map.
This is the time. Keep those creatures off my
And yeah, every time you like do part of this escort, it spawns two overlapping events that you can do. And again, this was to branch out. I think this in the past has been an incredibly excellent and brilliant design because it split up the game's population between the three lanes, and then further on between the lanes. This is way back, right? This will have been like 8 years at the minimum that they released this, and obviously like computers were a lot slower there. Like incredible, like the average computer was so much slower than today. So ArenaNet was quite intelligent in designing this because they just split the player population so that you generally don't bog down the performance of your game just by, you know, participating in this. So you would like split it into three larger parties that would converge for what it's worth at the very end anyway. But even there, you're kind of spread out across these islets, and it's a little better than what they did initially. If for some reason ArenaNet has abandoned this, and I guess it probably stemmed from the frustration of...
treasure. That was harder than I thought it would be. Watch them do their work, though. Just beautiful. More drama. Never saw those coming.
From the frustration that you sometimes get when you know, other lanes fail and you're left with you know, 2 hours wasted basically of your gameplay and such. So I guess that was the concern that they tried to work around with their philosophy eventually, you know. Even if it meant every goddamn big event now runs on 10 frames per second on even some of the beefiest computers that you can still have. So yeah, trade-offs. I don't think if and you know, as veterans we find the metas as they used to be way more engaging, even if it did cause frustration sometimes that other people were so brain dead they couldn't fucking do their part of the meta because it didn't take much to learn this. Not everybody wanted to sit down and read the fucking wiki, you know, for this shit. So yeah, it would be obvious that you would get the fails and can't really be even frustrated at the people because, you know, admittedly this game is not super readable. I guess it's readable enough. I mean, I would never complain about, like, people just don't read the shit that's in the upper right corner of their screen ever. You'll see events and hearts where people just don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it states clearly what you're supposed to do, which NPC you're supposed to interact with, what item to get from them, how to fucking use it then. And still people will be like running around and they'll be like confused. Why the fuck is this like straight up killing enemies, not giving me credit, right? And it takes them, sometimes it takes them fucking ages to figure this shit out. And sometimes they don't even, they even don't. And just find one thing that progresses the heart, and they do it over and over and over again, even if it's some of the least efficient ways to do that. And they spend an insane amount of time doing that then. So yeah, unfortunately it's the state of Belarus 2's population. Always has been. And I do wonder how things have improved here. Obviously it helps when you have a commander who's capable of typing instructions as you go. You'll get at least, like, I don't know, 20% of the players to do what you need. And a lot of the times, you know, the metas are just calibrated so that 20% of the players can carry the whole map. With Dragon's Stand, this didn't really apply, but that's what made it fun, you know? You had to focus, you had to learn this shit. You weren't just brainlessly pushing the auto attack, and it was a little more. It was a bit better in terms of engagement, even if, you know, nowadays you can at least like put a podcast on and ignore this shit. So it has its advantages. I'm not gonna say, you know, especially if they ask you to do it 20 times over, sometimes hundreds of times, like with the newest convergences, and arbitrarily, right? You don't feel like you're working towards anything, and you know the design of the
Glorious combination of... That's refreshing.
The design of these meta events is just like, Okay, so we're ready. We're first. I don't know what the solution is for this, by the way, because obviously, like, yeah, make it engaging and hard and difficult, and like necessary to do, like, I don't know, 3 times, perhaps. But then you run the risk of, like, the people who already know the meta will have done all that is to be done in this meta and will leave. You know, and you leave the map hard enough for the new players that they will struggle, and they will never come back and go to some easier meta. You run the risk of, like, making some impossible meta maps. So you need them to be replayable, you know, you need people to come back. And to motivate and incentivize them to do so. I'm sorry about the yawns. But how? You know? And I think, you know, some kind of moderation would be good. And these weeklies, I guess, are a system. I think, you know, yeah, they are. Because people will want to do these. So it makes sense. To have it like this. And yeah, just look at the population. I mean, Jesus Christ, so many people here in this map. It's a little wild. But so good. Good to see. So now we need to hold for a second, I guess. I do remember this phase, but not every packed party is at the gate. I guess this is what happens when you're waiting too long for the other parties to finish this. I.e., again, in the olden days, this would happen all the goddamn time. Nowadays, I would expect everybody to reach the gates at about the same time, if that's possible, actually. So, yeah, it just feels a little weird to have an extra fight here. But again, good design. It incentivizes you to stay in your lane and not to flock to all the other lanes and suddenly abandon your post. No. You need to stay here because you need to be here for this phase. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is great. I'm assuming this still requires some level of cooperation here. I mean organization. Sorry, where you need to run in this circle, and then to boot, you have just a couple of people engage this boss in the middle. So most of the team will keep running around on the outside. But a small section will come here and be killing the boss, which I guess I came too early, or yeah, it's still protected. I don't know why I engaged. I forget how it works here. It's entirely my bad. But yeah, too soon to engage. I just wanted to signal that I want to be on the boss, you know. And yeah, so the people on the outside, they take care of the shields and keep the shields down while we wall up the boss. Now, obviously, or apparently, there's way too many people here. This should normally not work at all, because you need the people on the outside mainly, and very small strike party basically in the middle. But again, power creep and shit. As you can see, the boss is going down fairly easily. Because, you know, originally this would have been like an issue of scaling and stuff. But now we made it and we can progress. Like, this used to be so engaging. I cannot even begin to describe how fun and riveting it was when people were failing either the boss, you know, and dying because they were just not up to snuff. They weren't, you know, the strikers they posed as, or didn't know what the fuck they're doing in the middle. So you'd have like some low damage individual try to break the skull of this fucking deadly boss, of this legendary ass boss. And on the other hand, you know, then you'd have like a struggling party of lemmings who didn't know how to fucking do the shield. And yeah, whatever. I don't know. Don't let me wax poetic about former shit. But again, as you can see, we should be spread out over these island clusters, and the design is lovely. Green is for the west lane, you know, or the top lane. This is for the mid lane. These three color coded for all the lanes. Now you will be randomly assigned what to fight. So we're right now fighting the disruption pod, but we're gonna move on to fight the head here, actually. Mordremoth's head, and I assume it's gonna be a very short fight. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Alright, we getting owned? My bad. My bad. Either way, I'm assuming that the Mount of Mordremoth is gonna get its teeth kicked in very briefly. I mean, we kind of fucked up here, but that's fine. I mean, I did fuck up, but other people too. Like, there were a lot of dead bodies. Was it shockwaves? Seriously? That's not what it signaled. But okay, I'm gonna believe them. Because, yeah, believe it or not, there are mechanics. Ooh, shit. So, these are supposed to be the shockwaves? No? This was just a giant-ass AoE. What was I supposed to do? Take to the air? I don't remember this fight, apparently. It's kind of crazy. Whatever.
You killed the flowers, disrupting the ley energy flow.
Alright, yeah, okay. Stick to the aisles. You're supposed to. And there we go. Again, incredibly power crept through the use of sky scales nonetheless. Otherwise you would have to like ley line your way over to the other islets, which takes about this time. And as you've seen, even though we had the sky scale, we couldn't even fucking take to the sky early enough to fucking fight some of these.
Focus on the mouth of Mordremoth. Break its resolve. Group 2, grab a mortar shell from the wrecked chopper.
Right.
Catch a ride on an
Okay.
updraft and
And
attack.
again, we're just flying straight through it.
Clear
I
out
don't
those
know.
Mordrem snipers.
And yeah, again, I expect this to be just nerfed to oblivion through the use of... Oh, come on. Fucking stood in the line. But yeah, it's gonna get fucking CC'd straight up. Now, there was a whole tactic of like holding off on the CC so that you'd have like a larger attack window. That apparently is no longer part of this meta, but yeah. I'm telling you, if you were gonna get the Mount of Mordremoth to a single percent point, yeah, I think it's dead. I think we fucking did the meta. This had a million phases. Yeah, no, it's over, isn't it? Oh yeah. Isn't it? Are there still phases?
Refreshing.
It's over. I mean, like, it feels like I didn't even show you anything. This
Don't
is
let the
not a
creature get
normal state
away.
of affair.
Up the tree, quickly.
It's so sad. Like, I don't know. Dude, seriously, when did HOT come out? In 2013? 14, perhaps? Probably 2014, right?
No,
Go back
it's dying.
and watch a 2014 video of some YouTuber. There's gotta be someone who did the whole meta, who fucking made a whole ass video production explaining every goddamn mechanic and shit. Go back and watch this. Watch how fun and entertaining and engaging it must have been back then. Because this is just sad. It's just sad the way this now operates. But yeah, okay, enough nostalgia. Goggles. Let's get back to the important parts. Now, apparently, I think I'm supposed to buy something at the merchant. Fuck me if I remember what, though. There's a miniature. It's expensive. Very expensive. I don't want that. Oh, the recipes. The recipes are also
Excelsior.
incredibly expensive. I'm not gonna buy those. Not now. Not before we make all the legendary weapons. So yeah, I guess we're gonna put this off.
Fight could not be fun.
Okay, and yeah, there are gonna be some events going on now.
I want that.
Well, we looted something, so we did get something for Australaria, Mordormot's magic. So cool. We're earning our progress towards towards legendary journey. Now we need to hit map exploration, basically. So there are a couple of
Cannot be known.
things we can do right here. And yeah, I'm not that interested in all the side stuff, side events, you know, the mushroom queen or whatever it is. I'm not interested in like killing the tiger. All I'm interested in is that the passageway to their lairs is open. That's all. That's enough for me. And yeah, I could talk ages about the duality of this thing, you know, when you're like fighting the physical body of Mordormott out here in the meta space, so to speak, and then how you're fighting its heart and its mind in the story steps. And it's a great dual way. Shame you're surrounded by commanders, you know, like to this day I will maintain you're not supposed to be the commander of this whole story. You're supposed to be a foot soldier. The commander should be an NPC, and you know, Traherne came close, but yeah, I don't think MMO players should like feel special or anything. I think you should learn to accept that you're a part of a bigger machine, that you're a cog, an important cog, don't get me wrong, and still heroic and plenty like important in the grand scheme of things, but not the main character really. Because what about the other players, you know? You should view them as equals. You should absolutely view those as equals, and approach them with the same you know, kind of, I want to say respect and shit. And the larger events should like happen whether you're there for them or not. I feel like that makes it narratively much more satisfying to have this 50-50 split basically, or this like large scale meta event and the more intimate story step, because it explains how you can be in both places at the same time. You're sort of choosing, right? Whether you're looking at the commander's actions through like your direct engagement with it, with him, or whether so this thing doesn't work, like the overlay. It's not telling me where to find the pods.
Look at this.
The crystalline ore. I'm sorry. That's what I'm talking about, the cold or whatever it is. Woo! There you go. Machine dagger. So we did complete one weapon for the collection. There's lots to go. Like this machined mace. You basically like get, I don't know, what are we getting? These parts, this machined weapon parts from these noxious pods, and they're needed to complete the collections. Okay, so what's happening? Where do we have our commanders? The commander is doing who knows what. Let's actually go here and see what the players are doing over here. Where the fuck am I falling? This does seem like a secret den that we might need. Okay. Oh, you know, for what it's worth, this might also open more or unlock more. What is happening? I don't want that. I wanted. Oh, we have this hero challenge. That's above us. Okay, so where am I going? And yeah, there's a whole last mini quest or whatever here as well. So yeah, okay, this time it helped, the overlay.
Look at this.
And yeah, we've completed the machine focus. I do wonder about the machine weapons. How many are left? There's a great sword we should hit today as well, hopefully. And yeah, all it took was coming back here once. Okay, it might be the only weapon that we've got left to do, which would be wild. So yeah, I'm missing a lot of events. There's a lot to do actually on after you've finished the main stage event. But I'm genuinely, at this moment, I'm genuinely interested only in the noxious pods and the crystalline ore that comes out of them, and of course the items for the collection. There's supposedly a vista above us. We're gonna watch them in full. We always do that on our Legendary Journey streams, just so we can appreciate the sights. And as you can see, there's a pylon, exalted stuff. So they are as far as here, which is still quite north, you know, close to Auric Basin. It makes sense. Okay, I want to hit at least some of these events. Like, where's the commander? Like, I don't understand what the commander is doing. Are they just like doing the noxious pot run? I don't understand this shit, but whatever. Are there people going? Okay, so this is the mushroom I was talking about. There are people linking, you know, other maps already. Like, oh, sorry, this is the Spider Queen den, apparently. Was it above us? Really? Are we engaging or are we waiting for the commander? I can't even see the commander anymore. Okay. I mean,
Treasure.
and we're gonna be ushered into the base in 15 minutes.
That's refreshing.
What was that inflection on that? That's not good. Okay, we should haul ass with the exploration and shit. I mean, we need this hero challenge. Luckily, they're all channels. I don't even know if there are any hero challenges that would require you to fight. I might be mistaken. But yeah, the idea is to hit as many noxious spots as possible, but potentially like complete the map. That should be our priority, I guess, because we can always go back for the noxious spots, even though we need a shit ton of crystalline ore actually. So that means a lot of noxious spots to open. I mean, it is quite hardcore. But yeah. So there was one here. That one is actually in the overlay as well. An overlay you cannot see, by the way, if you've been kind of confused about what I'm referring to. There's a lot of pods here. A piece of Rathanov's golem. I don't know what this is for. Okay, so yeah, we can pick this up as a cool mech suit. I guess it's not gonna be all that useful, but plenty of pots in this camp. Hopefully some great sword pieces, right? Am I right? Let's finish all these collections. Get them off my mind forever.
Treasure.
There is a point of interest below us, for what it's worth. I guess we're gonna go through these doors and see if there are any noxious spots here as well. But it would seem like there are not. Oh, well, there is a thing on the overlay. There might be one at least. A lot of points of interest missing though. No noxious spots though. I don't know what governs their spawns. Either way, let's continue with our exploration. 15 minutes is not a lot. Doesn't even state anywhere how much time we got left. I don't know where they when they told us 15 minutes, how long ago it was. In either case, there should be point of interest above us. Also, I'm just gonna hit this on my overlay as well, so that it disappears the marker. Using it old school just because I don't know where I'm flying. That's a strong box. I don't know whether I need anything from the strong boxes. Where is the point of interest? Above us still? Okay. Makes sense. That's fine. Oh, what? No, it's below now? How do I hit this? Seriously? What's happening? Now it's above us? Okay. Ruined glory. Am I missing something here? Okay, whatever, I don't care. We need to haul ass still. So there's a pathway. I don't know. That's below us, right? Yeah. Okay. No noxious spots. There is a noxious spot. Unfortunately, not in the overlay. I would have missed that. And yeah, it is quite possible to open all of the noxious spots, by the way. There you go, 10 minutes. So we've got till 29 basically. I'll try to keep that in mind. Okay, and I'm thinking we've never taken this banner. Was this here from the beginning? Guess it's never too late to take it. I mean, it is quite late. We're not gonna do a lot of fighting. Not a lot of things that would be boosted by this. So yeah, we should be coming upon a camp, but we already have a point of interest there. So I'm guessing we already looted that for all the noxious spots that are to be gained from it. There's nothing here. So maybe we shouldn't like waste our time here. Okay. What else? What are we missing? Yeah, still some layers over here. Just gonna use a waypoint real quick. There's gonna be a lot of noxious spots around it. As I suspected.
Look at this.
And there you go, machine greatsword. That should be the last one of them, by the way. So we've completed all our machined weapon collections. Again, these would have been in the game since the release, I believe. So yeah, kind of wild that we finished this. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So there is a point of interest. It is called the Leyline Boneyard. And I guess I don't... Is it because these structures resemble bones? Is that why they call it that? Or are there any actual bones? I don't know. Again, not enough time to ponder that. Also a point of interest that's... It's below us? Chose, no, now it chose above again. I don't understand why it cannot hit sometimes. Now this is just going below. We discovered the check nest, which is cute and all. I'd rather get this point of interest though. Leyline overlook, cute. And a vista. This one is above. At the very least. Okay, we don't have a lot of time for this, but I'm just gonna let it play out. And yeah, this shows one of the blighting pods, by the way. This thing births Mordrim. And you know, it's one of the structures that we fought over in one of the stages of the... God damn it, the check nest has a point of interest. I need to get there somehow. Before the map closes, which is coming up fucking really quickly. So yeah, it's here. And again, it's one of those arenas that you would have run around and one group would have fought the boss in the middle. Again, a tactic that was very much de-emphasized, as we've seen. In the end, due to the power creep, we're going the wrong way if we want to hit the point of interest, which we do. That should be our primary target here, because, you know, going back for noxious spots, we can do that whenever we want to. Anyway. Where the fuck was the entrance into the chalk nest? There it's, I guess, highlighted on the map. There you go. So let's hit this point. POI or POI for short. Any noxious spots here? No. We shouldn't care either. 3 points to go. And some like 5 minutes left, which is not stellar. But hopefully. There's a treasure mushroom, by the way. Oh god, it's closed in here. How do I get across from... Okay, so is it this camp? Yeah, okay. Let's hit this waypoint real quick. Yeah, it's the 5 minute warning. So I believe this is the spider's den, right? This, sorry, spider mushroom den. Some sharpshooters along the way, right? Lovely. This is vineyard. It's different from the boneyard. Okay, can you chill with the CC? Does every attack have to be a CC? Yeah, and it's a mushroom emperor. Great, and it's gonna fucking own me. Okay, whatever. Fucking, if you wanna kill me quick. Oh no, we're gonna res. We're gonna res through this. We do have a hero challenge here.
I'm up.
Yeah. Commune. Okay, no projectiles, please. Okay, am I leaving the noxious spots here? I guess I am. We've got very little time, so we're gonna come back for them if we've got the time. If not, it's just gonna be a thing for another day. You know, when we don't have to multitask. We can use these updrafts now, thanks to the new mastery. That wouldn't have been possible in the days of yore. Also, in the days of yore, you wouldn't be able to use your sky scale, so that point is moot. There's one more vista over here. And I guess we haven't done all the hero challenges, which is concerning. And I guess we're not going to be able to do the whole map on this stream, which is not a huge deal. But it is a bummer. It means we will have to go here with this character at least once again. What are we missing? 2 points of interest. There's one over here. And was there a hero challenge still? I don't know how to hit that. Seriously? Why is it up? Up? How are you supposed to normally get there without a sky scale? I wonder. There is a ley line, for what it's worth. I guess that was the official kind of way. Oh, hello, Eternal. Hi, how are you doing? I would say long time no see, but that's all entirely my fault. And yeah, one more point of interest and one more hero challenge. It would seem like it's in an area that I have not explored at all. Is it somewhere here? No, it's got to be one of these. Damn. Oh, it's gonna be one of these boss arenas, right? If so, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah. We might be able to fucking make it. Just barely make it, but make it nonetheless. They're right over one another. God damn, yes. Commune. Come on. Come on. Oh, there you go. We finished the map. I can't believe it. We're so efficient. Holy shit. Let's see how quickly it boots us out, because we still need the noxious spots. Have I looted them here? I don't even remember where I left them. In 1 minute, okay. We are going to get booted in 1 minute. Okay, so the noxious spots here are all but looted. It shows a lot here. It's also the mid lane, which we've done, so I don't expect a lot of pods to be there. Yeah, right. So yeah, I've been on holiday anyway, so I guess my last stream would have been over a month ago, or something like that. I think I managed to stream right before I left, but yeah, who knows. And then, great. Did I at least loot it? And yeah, then I had a much longer recovery from my vacation. I make it seem like it's some traumatic thing that I had to heal from, but no, it was great. However, it made me kind of lazy and demotivated to do anything, especially at work, but also, you know, you come back home with a head full of worries that you are a piece of garbage who would rather spend 50 more days abroad, and it weighs on your mind to an extent where you don't want to, you're not in the headspace to have fun streaming. There's one more noxious spot, and for what it's worth, you can do a couple of these even when the map is closed, but you won't get far, and more importantly, it just like deletes the pots from the map. You have to earn them, right? You have to earn them through the meta. So there are just a couple of freebies. Okay, so, but yeah, glad to hear you're doing good. Hopefully that encompasses all aspects of your life. We've been to Vietnam, which is, you know, basically the other side of the globe for us. And it was my first time I've been to Asia in like its entirety. Certainly the furthest I've ever been to. The longest flight, you know, a lot of new stuff, and yeah, you know, Asia is just so different from Europe, where I'm from, so and where I typically vacation to, so it was dreamy, it was great. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So obviously, like, you want to extend that. So we earned some 59 crystalline ore, which I don't know whether these chests may or may not contain more. The loot chests that are above the map right now. It really is a great country. You know, very cheap, which I expect is bound to change anytime soon, because their economy is booming. It's incredible. We've looked at some statistics, and afterwards, obviously not like feels like a poor country, but not necessarily. And we've been to the capital, and the capital feels kind of Western. It is definitely different in terms of like the traffic situation, obviously, for anyone who knows anything about how it works in Vietnam in terms of the vehicles. But yeah, it is very modern, and the people there are great, friendly. The nature is fantastic, beautiful. The sites are great, even if they are a million miles apart. Every time you want to get somewhere, the moped is generally or genuinely a good idea. I should preface. We could have explored right now. We should have focused on noxious spots, but I do believe some parts of the map are genuinely closed, like when even when the meta is cleared. So yeah, whatever. And yeah, the food was fantastic. That was the cherry on top, really. Everywhere you went, it was just great, tasty, and cheap food. So a great place to hang out in. And we definitely, I don't think it was the last time we went. So I don't know if you've got anything to compare, whether you've been to anything as far away and as foreign to you. What was your last vacation? I wonder, and where you're from, actually, as well. I always wonder about that as well. I guess so. Yeah, it was kind of jungly as well. I mean, it is a jungle there, right? Not as dense, probably, um, and hostile as this one, but definitely similarly verdant. I can say that much. Okay, so we're pretty much done with this map, which is good. As you can see, we did loot this Gift of the Jungle, the purple text, meaning, of course, it is a legendary item, or, you know, a legendary component, I should say. Not necessarily legendary itself, it's legendary tier. So that's pretty much what we were seeking from doing this little impromptu legendary journey stream. However, it's not the last of it. We also got the proof of legend, which did cross out one of the things that have been in the game for, what is it going to be, 2 years now? Is it already 12 years old, this game? Where is it? Where would it be? Community? General World of... collections? No, it's not collections, is it? General... Our community is a subsection of the general, so it's definitely not that. Side stories, of course. So decade of the dragons, where still two missing. We've haven't done the Frozen Maw, which is oh yeah, that's a boss event in one of the starter maps, and it is by far the weakest of them all. And a decade of heroes, Dragonfall. You are supposed to complete 10 events in Dragonfall. We've done Dragon Stand. Dragonfall is obviously a different map, as the name suggests, a polar opposite. And yeah, not a lot of reasons to go to Dragon's Fall nowadays. I was so tuned into the game back when Dragonfall was released. I hit all the achievements very shortly after its release. That cannot be said for any new release. I'm struggling with keeping up, but Dragonfall I genuinely cleared basically right away. It's also where you first get the sky scale, right? So yeah, because of that, there's not a lot of reason to go back there. And I guess ArenaNet wouldn't do anything as out there as put it into the Wizard's Vault. They might surprise me. I might speak too soon, but speaking of the Wizard's Vault, we've hit another milestone. We will need 2 more if we want to do the weekly, which I'm so close. I might as well, right? And yeah, the machine focus was the last one to hit the complete machined weapons collection, which gives us a title, Ex Machina. We can sport that instead of Salty Sea Dog, and it gives us an ascended weapon chest, which is cute and also packed with 3 transmutation charges. You don't see that very often anymore. Cool, very cool. Sorry, I'm going back to chat. I had to sort of commentate to feel like I'm earning my streamer credit. You went to Brazil. Okay, yeah. So that's a continent that I haven't been to. I mean, the entire continent, not a single American one. I guess that, along with Australia, the last one I've got left on the map. I don't know if I'm ever going to Australia, but yeah, I haven't been either to North or South America. Okay, you're a Swiss. Cool. Not very far from my country there. Then, but yeah, definitely we were looking at South American countries and where to go potentially. Didn't really come up with a lot because expensive tickets, and then where it's not expensive to fly, it's suicidal. So that's the nature of South America, I guess. But yeah, I'm also excited about that. I was suggesting Mexico a lot of the times, but don't know if you've ever been. My sister was, and she loved it. I guess it depends on where you go in Mexico. But how did you like Brazil? Did you find it as sort of different from any other country that you've been in Europe? Because look, I say I've been to Africa, but I've genuinely been just to Tunisia, and Tunisia is interesting. It's incredibly poor, and you can see that everywhere, but culturally it doesn't seem really all that different, because of course of the history of colonialism, and it is a travel destination as well, so they do come in contact with Westerners, and I guess try to accommodate them very much. But yeah, kind of starts to feel samey around the southern part of I haven't felt much difference between that and, say, Sicily. They seem very, very close, even culturally. So yeah. So yeah, speaking of April Fools, by the way, that's our next event. We can, I guess, jump right in. I'm gonna have to, well, first of all, I wanted to show you what it's for. So, what the crystalline ore that we've been collecting all over this map. And again, as I mentioned, account bound, tied to our account. We have to collect it in this map, and no other way. We cannot buy it. What it's for. So I'm just going to deposit as a material. However, just like a cooking show, here's some that I made earlier. You have to craft an item for the legendary weapon, and that is the crystalline ingot. Now the crystalline ingot does ask, and now you've seen me run around the map frantically. We've looted some 60 crystalline ores in all this. Could have been more if we weren't focused on exploration so much, but I guess 80 would be like the maximum for us. I'm just guessing. I'm sure there are more optimal routes and stuff, but here's the stuff for a single legendary weapon, and we're gonna craft about 5 or 6 of these. You do need 250 crystalline ingots, and each one does ask for a single piece of crystalline ore. On top of that, some fulgurite. Fulgurite is not that hard to get. It is basically like trash material from all the maps, and I've pre-crafted a lot of these fulgurites before. Then you need some ectos. Ectos, used to be a sort of prestigious material. It's not not necessarily now.
Spirits of the wild
And
world.
amalgamated gemstones. Again, these were very expensive when this game was in its release state, basically when Guild Wars, HOT, Heart of Thorns came out. Again, nowadays you can actually buy these, unlike the crystalline ore, and they will come out at 60 a pop, which, you know, they used to be over a gold, and it shows a much bigger price difference. Still, 154 if we wanted to buy a stack, 154 gold. I guess it's nothing to dismiss. However, we will need these crystalline ingots, so because this is ostensibly a legendary journey stream, I'm going to craft these here, even though we're not going to use them right away. We're just going to let them sit in our material storage for the foreseeable future, but these are going to be necessary for crafting Astralaria, our next weapon, our axe.
That looks valuable.
Okay, so you've been to which part of Brazil then? Because we were looking at Brazil, definitely, and I guess Rio. Rio would be like an obvious choice. Also, my girlfriend had an idea of like country hopping, basically, as well, because you do need to get to Rio somehow, and you know, I guess I don't know how it's for with direct flights from Swiss or Switzerland. I don't know how you managed to get there. Direct flights are always expensive, right?
Good hunting.
Hold on, how many am I crafting? 200, cool. So, we wouldn't be seeking a direct flight anyway, right? But, you know, while we are forced to go through a different destination, she was looking into options of like dropping by and I don't know, going to Argentina as well, and you know, a couple of other places. I'm not that good at geography. I don't remember what was close. But yeah, I guess you're right. Even you know, it was funny. Even Vietnam had this to an extent because they were split. They were two different countries at some point. It was an artificial split to an extent, but you know, it wasn't. They're a big country as well. Vietnam is big, not maybe compared to Brazil, not compared to Russia and some of the other close by neighbors, India. However, it is still big, and it is surprising how many ethnic minorities there are, and even how Vietnamese people talk about like other. One of our guides said that when he goes to the north, it's fine. When he goes to the south, he notices an accent, but when he goes to the middle or speaks to like a Vietnamese person from Middle Vietnam, that he cannot understand a word they're saying, basically. So it can get as marked as that, or as, you know, radically different as that. And you know, if you've got a territory this big, it's natural. I mean, it happens in our neighbor's country. Like, it's not that hard for me to understand anyone from the Czech Republic, anywhere they are, no matter how close to the border. They will speak funny, and there will be words that I have no clue what they're talking about. But in terms of like accent, I don't struggle with understanding them. But from what I heard from Slovaks, and definitely from what I can hear from Slovaks as well, because we can understand Slovakian language, even though it's a different language, it's very, very similar to Czech.
Never have too much treasure.
People from a different part of Slovakia have a very thick and intelligible, what's the word? accent as well. So I guess that has to compound for a country as big as Vietnam. And if that's true for Vietnam, I can only imagine it's gonna be true for a country as massive as Brazil, obviously. Okay, tons of skyscrapers and malls and big stuff, and rural Brazil is really empty. That's very similar to Vietnam, by the way. Cities crammed with skyscrapers and modern infrastructure, but rural areas completely barren. And it doesn't even have to be all that rural. We've been to a historical city. We've been to Hue. And Hue is really interesting in that there's nothing there basically. They've got a commercial part of the town we've been to a couple of times, but as soon as you go to like the historical sites and just like the outskirts, we met a goddamn cow that was tied to a tree there when we were we were taking a walk to the pagoda, and it was an hour walk, right? Like this is one of the major cities in Vietnam, I guess. I don't know, it must be in like top 20 most populated, and still it was very, very rural on its outskirts, surprisingly so. But yeah, rural Brazil really empty. Also, South Brazil has relatively okay climate because it rains semi-often. Central Brazil can get literally like 40 degrees. It is so hot, bro. 40 degrees. Okay, yeah. I guess it's been a while since I've been in a place as hot. I mean, we've been to Tunisia. I guess that can get very hot. I don't know if 40 degrees, but we've also been in September, so the temperatures fell quite rapidly. But yeah, of course, nothing as hot as 40. So I can only imagine. So you've been to the hot parts. You say never been to top cities in Brazil, but you said the hot part is Central Brazil. Okay, Central Brazil. And I still don't know where you went. Okay, so you've been mostly in the rural part. I guess mostly to the rural. You've got family in Brazil? How'd they get there?
My crew is on the
Is it like someone married someone from Brazil? We've got a Brazilian here in Prague. My sister's friend's boyfriend is from Brazil. He's a Brazilian, and he lives in Prague. So it's not that uncommon, obviously, but we're a globalized world after all. It's still surprising, though, these distances. I can't imagine moving. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, gathering tools. Did I leave it on this character? And yeah, we're gonna get right into the April Fool's stuff then, and we're not gonna do it like holistically, I guess. I'm just gonna show you the essence of the event, and also perhaps I'm gonna start with last year's April Fool's. It's cute. I guess we could have gone there on gore, but we're gonna take our main character and bring him into Lion's Arch, where typically these April Fool's jokes will manifest. Now, there are a couple of things. First of all, a lot of the recent April Fool's jokes, they just come back. They just straight up come back into the game. So you're gonna see a lot of oddities here. A lot of stuff will just repeat. One thing that I cannot show you right away are the giant cat heads. So every major city will have a massive cat looming over it. But when they introduced it, it was automatic and everybody would see them. Nowadays, I do believe you have to activate like a tonic or they call it chatouillant lens to see the cat. I was streaming it though. There is a VOD where you can see those cats. I think I've streamed every April Fool's joke. That's why I really insisted on doing this stream, because I've got those April Fool's jokes well documented. I always engage and always on stream. Well, not always, ever since I was streaming. So yeah, there would be like a massive cat right over here in this gap. It was funny because like didn't know even to expect it, and nowadays they put the April Fool's jokes into the patch notes, so you always know about them. However, this one was not announced as far as I remember, so you had to discover them. So and I don't have a lot of reasons to go to the capital, and even when I do, it's typically Lion's Arch, and then I don't look into this corner of the map. I did, however, manage to notice it, because I do believe the Super Adventure Box Festival was going on, so I did notice it in Ratasum, where the cat is literally right next to the Super Adventure Box. But nowadays, again, you have to activate it manually, basically. So I'm gonna show you last year's just to satisfy your curiosity right here. But again, I've sort of streamed it. I think I streamed the last one as well, but I'm not sure. But yeah, this game, to an extent rightfully so, gets accused of being a fashion wars, or that I don't want to say accused of, but it is like an endearing nickname, because we've got one good thing about this game, definitely, and that's the gear stats are wholly independent of how you skin your stuff. So you can change the looks of it without affecting your performance. So you can get any of these tops on your character, on any character. Obviously they are limited in terms of like medium, light, and heavy. However, the looks are entirely up to you. And because of that, this game earned its nickname, the Fashion Wars. Also because, sometimes the reward structure is just literally weapon and armor skins. It's just like one of the primary ways they reward you. So because they, the fans call it Fashion Wars, ArenaNet decided to do a Fashion Wars of their own, and that's what this event is now. There's some 2 minutes before it starts, so we're gonna wait for it, and it's a pretty fun event. However, I can see the map is quite empty, not a lot of people participating, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully someone goes into the backstage, but we'll see. So the Brazilian economy is not very good at all. A shopping trip can go to like 1,000 Brazilian real. I have no concept of how much Brazilian real is. Right. It must be cool to have such extensive knowledge of stuff like this, because I don't think if I used 100% of my brain capacity, I'd understand over 5% of the amount of stuff here. Okay, so that's, I guess, back to the game. that's not Brazil, right? We're not talking about the economic situation in Brazil. It's exposure. Again, I've been playing this for over 10 years and religiously so every day. I log in every day, at least log in, basically every day. So it gets under your skin, really. It really does. And yeah, I'm also focused on these legendaries. There are, every time they release a new patch, I'm as lost as everybody. Yeah, Vietnam has also one of the fun parts in like being having a devalued currency. So you're paying hundreds of thousands of their currency with every transaction. Like you want to buy something at a stall, like just like a food item, and you're straight up paying 20,000. 20,000, please. What, for a donut? 20,000, and then you figure out, okay, that's cheap. That's $1. That's $1 for this tasty, like, doughy thing. That's amazing. So yeah, we've paid millions when we went there. Okay, so our first contestant, and yeah, this is how it works. There's a stage, and they give you like a theme, so they are supposed to represent the Kaineng Club Night. I don't think this person changed anything about their armor, but there you go. And you're only let on stage when it's your turn, so it announces your name. So now it should announce Nova Atropa. Yep. And she will do a very dignified walk. She actually put on the walk animation on and then bows, and that's awesome. I like this presentation. It's brilliant. Now she's dancing. And yeah, you're supposed to vote with like your emotes and show support, show different levels of support. And it's cute. It does nothing. It's just amusing, And I've seen some streamers having a lot of fun with this. Like last year, Loranity was streaming it, and I was actually one of the participants, and she appreciated my armor. And yeah, they're already selecting a winner. Normally this goes for 10 rounds, but I guess people have already tried it earlier in the week, and it's over now, so... We're gonna see whether my votes actually did anything. And yeah, Nova Atropa. Nova Atropa won. She represented, I think, Canton Club Nights much better. Next one is Dance at the Royal Ball. I actually have a good costume for that, but I would actually have to reskin everything, so I don't think this is a good enough costume for it. But yeah, my Halloween, the thing that doubles for Halloween, if I chose different dyes, I think I would rock the place. I did want to get serious about it at some point, because you are supposed to do it for this year's April Fools as well. However, I didn't want to do it in combination because you will see why. This year's April Fools is kind of out there. So let's head over. But first I want to answer the question about the menus. I don't know, you mean like menus for specialized sort of systems, i.e. guild menu being separate from like an inventory, being separate from like a settings menu? It's not that much, honestly. Guess around 12. There are the game modes rolled into a single game, and they have separate interfaces. So, you know, I want to go to PvP. I have a whole PvP section. But you can see the number of menus right over here in the left. And yeah, Black Lion. This one is a common tab for the in-game store and the marketplace. So this one is rolled into one. Then there's the Wizard's Vault. This one is the newest, by the way. And, you know, they've added a menu after, goddamn, 11 years of existence of this game. They actually removed the menu previously. And that was a hint menu specifically. But then there's the PvP, World versus World, the Guild panel, the mail one, inventory, hero panel, which has a lot of... Okay, so if you count these as separate menus, then obviously, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in here. But again, it's all about like, you know, I use half of these. I genuinely use perhaps even less. Like the crafting one, I never open this when I'm not at a crafting station. So it's not like a thing that would be sort of a thing to learn. Because when you go crafting, you know you go crafting. You know you go to the station. And then it makes sense, this tab. But yeah, obviously this is a lot of... now that you talk about, you know, now that you've opened it, I do admit I kind of see the issue here, because you see all these tabs on the left, which is all well and good, but then you go into the equipment panel, and the equipment panel is a lie, because there's this little arrow, and you go back in it, and it has equipment, sure, but it also has the wardrobe, and then the outfits, which is different from the wardrobes, and then the dyes, which is on top of your wardrobe, and then the glider skins, which interacts with the dyes, and then the mounts, which interacts with the dyes, but also has their own skins. So yeah, you are right. It's a little bloated, and this menu used to be a much shorter deal. Like this one didn't have this. Like I believe they started with a good intention. They did have just equipment, if I remember correctly. Like this wasn't all of it like rolled underneath it. But you know, the game gradually, like it doesn't throw this on you from the very start. Like you have to earn your first mount. So before you like engage with this menu, you're not like immediately asked to set it up. You're rolled into it. So it's a technicality, but wardrobe and outfits outfits are a specialized way to skin your character. They're typically gem store, you know, like in-game store tied or bound to an in-game store, and they basically replace all of your armor, and they're a unified entity. So if I display, I don't know, this one, it just changes every piece of my equipment, which is different from the wardrobe, which reskins armor pieces directly. So you can change the looks of your shoulder pieces and your chest and your legs independently, right? Outfits rewrite everything, and they have limited dye channels, and also they are cross profession, so they ignore your light, heavy, and medium prerequisites. So there's, you know, a lot of differences that makes them be different. It didn't used to be like that as well. They're easier to design, obviously, because like you don't have to worry about clipping issues between individual pieces. And I guess they replaced a previously used system, which was the clothing, which, you know, were special pieces of equipment that you would wear or you could switch to in a city. So, but that was clunky because obviously, like, you'd have to have a flag for your equipment based on location and stuff. And it didn't make a lot of sense. And also, clothing was a single item, even though it was split among gear pieces. And I guess ArenaNet at some point said, fuck it, this is dumb. Let's just roll it into a single system, and they enrolled outfits. So yeah, these are typically gem store, you know, gated behind like real life money, basically, but not necessarily. You can exchange in-game gold for gemstones. Gems. However, as you can see, like, I don't have a lot of them because, and they're strictly cosmetic. They're really vanity. Yeah, exactly right. That's the difference. Wardrobe is a mix and match system, even though those armor pieces come in sets. Damn, I don't want to look like a pirate. The individual skins typically come in sets as well. However, you can mix and match them, even if you're running the risk of it not really fitting well together. And sometimes, like, a shoulder piece won't show up at all because you've got a chest piece on that blocks it from showing up. And yeah, outfits typically are a little flashier, a little better looking, but with limited customized options, i.e. 4 die channels, and that's it. Like, if I wanted to, I'm just going to show you the die panel as well. If I wanted to, I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, some 12 different colors on my armor at the moment. But for an outfit, it's just going to be 4 different colors every time. That's the difference. Okay, so I guess that was a bit of a technical tangent. So the year before last year, April Fool's was basically just that one was weird because they just changed this area. So normally this music doesn't play here. I want you to listen to it for a while. I don't know where they got this track from, but yeah, for April Fools and April Fools only, when you come here to this plaza, this music starts playing, and you look into the middle of it, and it's filled with dogs. There's just a bunch of dogs chilling. You know, they're not an integral part of Guild Wars 2. They don't appear as enemies or anything. You're never fighting a dog. Sylvan hounds, perhaps. So, and not a lot of people have dogs. In fact, they're not even like a pet. You cannot like have them as companions. There are some dog breeds. There's like a single dog breed that you can have as a pet. I believe it is one. And but other than that, dogs don't come into play. And yeah, there's a huge one, as you can see. I mean, huge even by human standards. I know I'm a tiny Asura. But yeah, it's surprising how many models of dogs they just put in the game just for a joke. And, you know, they've been filtering some dogs in previously, and it was in reaction specifically to what they used to do. They used to do collectible cats that you could collect for your home instance. I guess the dog lovers were like, why is there all this love for cats? We want dogs in this game as well. So they just added a bunch of dog models, and yeah. So, and that was basically the whole joke. You also gotta I remember there was like a consumable, and it was like a dog treat, but I don't remember what it did, but it wasn't anything major really. Either way, back to our normal music, but only for a while, because for this year's April Fools, they did this foolish event, and we received an email from Professor Small. Immediately, the name should suggest that it's an Asura, obviously. And it says, or reads, "Salutations, citizens of Tyria. For too long, Tyrians have unknowingly toiled beneath cruel and distant overlords, concealing themselves high above, out of reach, sight, and accountability. Yes, you are all too aware of whom I speak." And this is funny. This makes sense if you play the game. I know you, Eternal, wouldn't appreciate it, but as soon as you receive this, when you read the first paragraph, and before you read the revelation, the tall people, it feels like they're talking about the secret tower and the wizards of the secret tower, right? The topic of the latest expansion. So you learn about these like this secretive organization that has been operating out of sight of everybody, basically, and it feels like he discovered their identity as well, and wants to bust them. However, no, the revelation is tall people. And he is an Asura, so we are a midget race, as you can see. If I compare myself to, I don't know, whatever human we can find, Miani is going to be perfect. We are a bit of a miniature race, diminutive race, right? So he continues, but with the latest one, or she actually, Professor Small is a she. But with the latest wonders of science and ingenuity, we need not fear. My latest creation will let all equally experience the high life, just as soon as I get it past the absurd and out-of-touch regulators at the Ratasum Bureau of Potions, Reagents, and Explosives. Don't delay another second. Meet me in the Lion's Arch and participate in the completely safe and healthful live fire testing today. Professor Small. Yeah. If you didn't expect it, it would have felt like a continuation of the story, right? Like it keys into the main story that is actually going on right now as well. We are in the middle of patches being released for the latest expansion, so it is funny for keying into it. I did appreciate that little tidbit. And so yeah, you can find Professor Small over here, and she's even smaller than a regular Asura. I don't remember that I would set my slider high, that I would be a tall Asura, but apparently compared to Professor Small, even I am tall. Excelsior, brave volunteer. I trust you are here out of interest in my latest fantastical invention, certain to upend Tyria's high-based societal structure. And we already talked to her, so she speaks about some achievements and stuff. But yeah, basically, we can talk to her about some details. I'm comfortable with my self-image, but also eager to help. Tell me more. My new elixir, the Full Stall Tonic, will dramatically change your height. Well, your perception of your height, and that of others around you. I just need you to try it in various situations. Perfect. I get into various situations all the time. Excelsior. I'll handle the paperwork and provide you with a few test tonics. If these run out, I can make more with a few reagents. Have a wonderful and scientific excursion. I can't wait to try this out during all my adventures. And we can ask about some further questions. So do these tonics make me taller or just make everything look taller? Who can say for sure? Science is inherently an unknowable mystery. What? Do you know what the deal is with all these dogs and cats? Regrettably, I cannot ascertain who let the dogs or giant cats out. Have I read this dialogue? I have my suspicions, but I will keep them to myself. And then you can let her show you the achievements, which I've completed a couple of them, I admit, and I'm sorry for not showing you, but you'll see that you're not really missing out on much by not seeing these in action. You know, we can, for what it's worth, repeat some of them as well. But yeah, we can also talk to her and buy some more tonics. She also sells the dog treats, which just taste like April Fools. Apparently, they don't change you in any way. However, there's this spike choya. Oh, that was actually connected to it. So the dog update was along with the choya update, and this tonic just changed you to a choya, which for those of you unaware, I'll try to dig up a choya, just so you can marvel at the glory of what it looks like. I guess it would be in novelties. This is where my tonics are. So this is a piñata. It's not necessarily representative of a normal choya. Oh, this is the one. No, this is the piñata again. But endless mystery choya tonic. So this is what a choya looks like. Also diminutive race.
No refunds.
But yeah, and this is also a choya. It did change you into a psionic choya, so you were running around as this cactus lad and also getting into various situations. Yeah. But yeah, that's Heights of Glory. Exactly right. Yeah. They do like their puns. And yeah, because the choya doesn't have the animations, they also made it psychic, so you were holding your weapons like with your mind, and they were just floating around you. It was cute. Then there's the Chateauyan elixir, which is confers through sight. This is the thing I was talking about, that you are suddenly able to see the cats all around you. Again, I have it on stream. I don't want to, even though it's for free basically. I could definitely buy this. I would override it with the other tonic anyway, right away. And this is the same thing, just as an accessory, which I do have somewhere, but I'm not gonna look for it right now. But again, I've streamed that April Fools. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Speaking of which, let me plug it right away. I'm also live there, newly. I'm streaming to both platforms at the same time. But yeah, so for this achievement, we got these tonics, and I am lucky enough to have some of these in my inventory. And what it does, it's quite a glorious transformation. So you look at my character, and it looks like this. But when I pop the tonic, we get normal proportions and become tall. Become a tall boy. And not only us, as you can see, the lion guard that's been strolling past us does adopt the same visage. And yeah, much like with the bobblehead tonic or transformation, we do get some effects of momentum on our side when we run around and walk around. So this is yeah, that's it. And like that, transformed like that, it has no other effects, by the way. It's just cosmetic. But transformed like that, they are asking us to do various situations, including participating in this costume party. And yeah, then doing some more serious things. Now, we get a bit top heavy, a bit floppy, so it looks especially stupid when you use mounts, because and you may have noticed it even before I was zoomed in, but we do kind of disappear into the back of our mount when we're ascending on this flying mount. But yeah, that's it. That's the thing. And again, it affects only you. This is client based for what it's worth, so nobody else can perceive you like this unless they pop a tonic as well, which is kind of different from previous April Fools, where you got an item that would basically ruin everyone's day, because you would pop it in an area and it would affect everybody. So, you know, the giant heads, the bobbleheads, they would pretty much affect you no matter what you were doing, as well. Especially terrible were the aviator glasses, and someone still to this day trolls people with the aviator box by placing it. Especially fun thing is to place it in Tarir, one of the meta events, similar to what we done in Dragon's Stand. Imagine when we looted the final chest in Dragon's Stand, that we would interact with it, but instead we would pick up the aviator glasses, and it would be a similar transformation to this, and from there on out we would look like an idiot. Unfortunately, there's nobody here. There's just like genuinely not even anyone in the audience, so I don't think we're gonna get the achievement unless we participate ourselves. I guess there's no prompt this time.
Away with you.
I also don't remember how you sign up for this, or they changed it somehow.
Nothing better than the
I guess you just have to stand in this state, this area. We'll see whether we're gonna get the prompt. Yeah, ragdolly, which is interesting, you know, like this is running on a very old engine, and this is basically like handcrafted animation. I can only assume, like, they don't have ragdoll physics in this game anywhere, you know. So you're right that it's very dynamically reacting to the physics of our movement. However, I don't know what governs it really, because everything here, every animation here is so scripted. It would be a miracle if they pulled out something like that just for this. For this transformation. But yeah, it is funny. And yeah, a little bit of lore. About 2 years ago, they had a bug in the game where for some reason the models of every char being the cat race, this guy is a char, they had a bug where it affected their model, and basically this is what happened to them. So for a while in the game, it was a bug with a specific piece of armor, so any char that would put on this armor would look like this. And so I guess 2 years later they turned it into an official joke, and sort of canonized that event as well. Like why did people started appearing? And it was funny, doubly funny, because that armor piece was introduced with an April Fool's update, basically. Not necessarily April Fool's, but what started as an April Fool's. It's a whole thing. The Super Adventure Box Festival that I was talking about earlier, that started as an April Fool's joke, and then became a full-fledged festival in this game. And then introduced again, as I said, Fashion Wars. One of the rewards was a skin piece, and when you put it on as a char, it made you into this abomination. So it all cascades, as you can see, and it all started with an April Fool's joke all those years ago. So yeah, let's wait for the start of the show. I guess we can participate just like this. And it's actually the last one we are missing for our achievement. Again, no prompt, so I'm just gonna go out there sporting my casual wear that I've been that I've had on for like I don't know, maybe the last 8 years of playing on this character. And we'll see how people react, whether they will assess me as an adequately legendary commander. Oh no, don't come here. This is just gonna make this event way longer, and also you're gonna steal my spotlight. Okay, not. At least they didn't put up a very good show. Who's next? So that's Leela. That's this massive char. Yeah, it should happen. I guess it's automatic. Also, you get nothing for winning, so I don't know why it wouldn't. You know. It's just for fun. There could be a hidden achievement. I would actually appreciate that. And it should boot you off the stage as soon as you're done. And I'm next. Okay, nobody in the audience to cheer for us, unfortunately. But I guess that's all the contestants. So now the game will have to pick a winner completely at random. And yeah, the potion does run out in 30 minutes. At least this version of it. But there's also a serious potion, which will override it and put you back into the normal transformation. So don't worry, it's not like you'd have to do a whole ass quest to get rid of it. Again, it has no. Oh, great, someone else won. It's not like you would you know, ruin your gameplay in any way. It doesn't even affect like your sort of mechanics. Some of these tonics accidentally did that, but they did all the precautions to fix it. And yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, some of them like you know, especially like the what was it called? The airplane goggles, the ones that make you T-pose. They put a filter over your screen, and that filter actually filters out some of the game mechanics, like the the tells. What are they called? The signal, the animations. Anyway, so and as you can see, there are these subsections for this, or these sub achievements for this Heights of Glory meta achievement, and they are also very punny, most of them. So you got like upper seating, but the one we finished right now was high fashion. So again, a play on words, obviously. There's like Fear Not This Height, which may not make sense to anybody not playing the game, but this is actually a title song from Guild Wars 2. Is called Fear Not This Night. So there you go. Long division and going the vertical distance, which is also what I want to hit today. One of them, one of the you have to do it 3 times. However, it's not that good to do it all at once. The tonic is good because it persists across maps, which is fun. Sure thing. Thank you. I'm gonna be wrapping up soon anyway. But yeah, it was great having someone in the audience again, and especially in the chat. So hopefully see you at some point in the future as well. You might be lucky and catch a different game, which is currently Doom, a classic Doom. So hopefully I'll see you there for that. And yeah. Who knows? Maybe circumstances will allow me to play something else as well. But probably not. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and for engaging. Okay, and the going vertical distance, they ask us to do these beetle races, which is good because I like to have an excuse to go back here. I still need some of this currency that you can get from these races, and I'm doing this one exclusively. That's why I don't have the achievement yet, because this is the track that I've got mastered basically. There's like I can get gold reward very consistently. It is a very easy track. I'm not touting my ability to race around here, but it is, the one that I've been practicing the most, and one that's, I guess, the best for this. I forgot to boost though, which is a rookie mistake. But there's plenty of time to hit gold here. It's not like we're okay, but not with mistakes like this. You're supposed to bank over. But it's fine. It's a minor delay. Hopefully. I mean, at least we would hit the achievement. And for what it's worth, I think I'm gonna leave the fractal one unfinished. Which is the only other one that is missing, right? So we've got 2 out of 3 for this credit, and the reward is just more full stall tonics. And then the long division is actually doing fractals under the effects of the tonic, which, I might do the tier 1s just so I don't have it historically unfinished. But what we've actually done with the fashion already, and I cannot click away from this, I have to accept it now. So this is the reward for the meta, and it is the Celestial Invisible Cat Cape, which does have a description. It says, a cape given to you by the king of all cats, or an invisible cat pretending to be a cape. It's hard to say because you can't see it. And this is an interesting item. It does unlock a skin, and when you preview it, preview it, obviously this is what it looks like. It looks like nothing because it's invisible. So I've known about this item. I knew I'm gonna get it, and I've been going through Reddit as well, and it's surprising. Like, obviously this is also an April Fool's joke to an extent, right? So you're like, the fuck is that skin for? Because here's the thing, people, like, there are certain pieces of equipment, and by the way, I think I'm gonna drink the serious potion. There are certain pieces of equipment, like this mask, for example, but also the gloves, and you've seen me hide them before, that you can just hide. You can toggle to hide. And it's the shoulder piece, it's the gloves, and it's also the backpack. So I can toggle this off, but I'm still benefiting from the stats of the back piece that I have equipped, even though I hide it visually. Now, not all armor pieces can be hidden. For a long time, the other trinkets couldn't be hidden. And more notably, you cannot hide your weapons, even though they have a toggle. This just means whether they're visible when you don't have them in your hands, when you're not currently wielding them. When you have them stowed, you can hide them, right? I can hide my scepter, and as you can see, it disappeared from my side, but not its effect. And as soon as I bust it out for an attack, I do still have it in my hand. So this only does it for my idle state, but more notoriously, the pants and the chest piece and the boots cannot be hidden, or so you would think. The thing is, the boots can actually be hidden through a special skin. There is an invisible boots skin in the game. It's incredibly expensive, and I'll show you. Just, you know, again, if you don't know the game, you might not have a context for how expensive these fucking slippers are. But, you know, the only available pair of light armored invisible slippers, which again, if you preview them, and I still have the shoes on. What the fuck? This is a scam. What's happening there? Anyway, they're supposed to hide my boots, but you know, for perspective, the only available piece that's on the trading post it is listed for 5,000. I don't think it will sell. It might. However, just for some context, this is all my available money, basically. You know, minus, of course, any materials I could sell, but this is all I accumulated over the years and haven't spent yet. So, and I'm not a big spender. I do tend to save up my money quite a bit. So, yeah, I should give you the perspective. Obviously, people covet them for, like, it's fashion wars at the end. So, you know, it feels like this would be a useful item, right? The invisible cape. But would it? Is the thing. Because you can hide your back piece. It's just a toggle. So obviously this is like a joke. However, here's the thing, and I guess I haven't tested it myself, but I have the perfect infusion for it in my inventory at the moment. Because I have a legendary back piece on myself, I can, you know, replace one of my infusions with this stone skin infusion. Now this one gives an effect. Now apparently, and I don't know if that's the actual use, but I do believe people on Reddit have actually found a good use for this invisible cape. So if I pop this on and replace one of the infusions I have on me, you will see, not in this hero panel, mind you, but in the game itself, my character changes a little bit. And when I say a little bit, it just turns into stone. Now it's dusk now, so the lighting conditions are not ideal. But yeah, you can see, you know, I look different. Now, if I hide away my back piece, it should put the infusion away, but it does not. Okay, so I thought that's the use for it. So I guess I'm confused about the... Oh, snap. Damn, I have to reskin this now. I believe that's the use for it. I guess I was mistaken, but apparently there is a use case that Reddit somehow figured out, even though this is clearly meant to be a joke item, right? Let's do one more test. I'm gonna apply this. First of all, I'm gonna need the I don't know what conditions I had on. I think it's safe to assume that Vipers. Also, give me back one of those infusions. No! Damn. Sorry for that. Back to Vipers. Back to Super Adventure. Oh, sorry. Oh, we were in the wardrobe. My bad. Super. And then, oh, I need to upgrade it from this panel. Okay, so back to one of the mighty infusions. I might as well have done. No, this is a mighty infusion. It's good. Now, okay, so if I equip it again, the stone skin. All right, so it displays even though we've got it hidden. But perhaps the use is actually, if we reskin this now, and even if we hide our back piece, we still have this ugly effect, which I believe is ugly, right? And I wouldn't sport it normally. Why is my webcam gone? It doesn't matter. We're almost over with the stream. I'm not gonna troubleshoot it. But in theory then, invisible cat cape, if we actually apply this, the infusion is still visible. So I don't actually know the use case, I'll be honest with you. I could go back to the Reddit post, but apparently there is a use case for this. What it is, I have no clue. But okay, we're gonna take that infusion off, and also go back to my regular ice skin. So in either case, it would be a cool thing to actually have, right? I mean, what the heck? What the... Damn it. There you go. It would be a cool thing to have a skin that could delete the effects of these infusions, because they're useful, okay? This one is better in theory than the one I'm sporting at the moment, because it gives more agony resistance per a piece of combat stats. But unfortunately, you know, whenever I equip it, I do have to look like I'm petrified, which is not a look I'm a fan of. So anyway, that's April Fool's. And I wanted to showcase this on stream because I always do, you know, I always do. So, and yeah, you get, by the way, if you haul ass, this has a limited life. You can also get some astral claim, which is nice. while this event is active. Now, that's not going to be long. It's like 3 days before it goes away. I guess on Tuesday they're going to be removing it. So I do recommend looking into it if you want this skin, which again apparently has some use cases which elude me. But never mind that. So yeah, this was a bit. It was supposed to be like a bit of a casual, short stream, I guess. But you know, we've had topics, we've had stuff to do. So yeah, I took you through Dragon's Stand. I do believe like it's a good chapter for our legendary journey. We do need it for Astralaria, especially Astralaria, because that one cannot be replaced by the Gift of the Desert. I guess I'm going to talk about that while I'm crafting some of the other Gen 2 legendaries. But, you know, unlike other ones, Astralaria does need to be crafted with ties to Heart of Thorns. So we do need these this crystalline ore. And, you know, while we've had enough for Astralaria, we don't have enough for Hope yet. Hope is another weapon. And you've seen plenty of other rewards that we can pick up at a merchant, all requiring crystalline ore. So, yeah, I feel like it's good that I gave you an idea how to get it, where to get it. And yeah, I do believe Dragon's Stand is a chapter that does belong to the legendary journey, even though it wasn't scheduled for it. So, what comes next? As I said, I don't have the webcam. I'm sorry for that. I'm talking. I'm just gonna do the talk animation at least. So while so what's next for our streams? Well, first of all, Doom. Of course, we're gonna go back to Doom streaming, and I would like to do the 3 following streams are gonna be Doom streams. I'm kind of committed to that. There are challenge runs. We're trying to do, the hardest difficulty that's not a meme, with a special parameter on, and 100% everything in the classic Doom levels. So you can look out for that. And as far as Guild Wars 2 streams are concerned, the next one should be the Legendary Journey, and we're gonna go back to the collection proper for Astralaria. So that's we are looking not Astralaria, but Astralaria number 4, the Cosmos. We accidentally did unlock one of these items as well on this stream. So again, keys into the Legendary Journey streams. But yeah, this should be our next chapter, and I guess again we're gonna do like half of this collection, and then in a following episode we will do the second half, and hopefully perhaps even craft the weapon as well. So you can be looking forward to that. And with that, I guess I'll say goodbye. Again, I'll link my socials into, or the most important websites into the chat. For those of you who are watching on Twitch, for the first time, I've been streaming simultaneously to my YouTube channel, which you can see in the links as well. This is where the VOD is going to be eventually. It is going to be at a different tab than the previous ones, but it's all well and good. And also, there's my Patreon if you would feel inclined to support me financially. And that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this, whether you were watching live or watching from the stream, from the VOD. And I hope to see you next time on Mars, or one of the moons of Mars in Doom. Bye-bye.